There are moments in every royal family that never make it into official statements. Moments that happen behind palace doors, away from cameras, where titles disappear and only family remains. One story has captured the imagination of royal watchers across Spain and beyond. It centers on a private conversation between King Felipe VI and his eldest daughter, Princess Leonor, a moment so emotional that those who witnessed it reportedly struggled to hold back tears. But what exactly could a father say to his daughter that would move an entire palace? Today, we're exploring the powerful bond between King Felipe and Princess Leonor, the immense responsibilities resting on Leonor's shoulders, and the heartfelt words that many believe reflect the king's deepest hopes for Spain's future queen. Before we begin, remember that the royal household has never officially confirmed the exact contents of any private conversation. However, based on their public appearances, family dynamics, and the challenges Leonor faces, we can imagine the kind of message that might have touched everyone present. And if the reports are true, it may have been one of the most emotional moments in modern Spanish royal history. As the future Queen of Spain, Princess Leonor has spent her entire life preparing for a destiny she never chose. Unlike most young women her age, every step she takes is watched. Every speech is analyzed, every smile becomes a headline, every mistake risks becoming international news. Since childhood, Leonor has carried expectations that would overwhelm many adults. She is expected to represent Spain with dignity, understand complex national issues, connect with citizens from all walks of life, and eventually assume one of the country's most important constitutional roles. And through it all, she must somehow remain herself. King Felipe understands that burden better than anyone. After all, he once stood exactly where Leonor stands today. He knows what it feels like to grow up under constant scrutiny. He knows the loneliness that can come with royal duty. He knows the sacrifices required when your life belongs not only to yourself but also to your nation. Perhaps that is why their relationship appears so special. In public, Felipe often projects the image of a composed monarch. He is measured, disciplined, careful with his words, yet whenever he appears beside Leonor, observers notice something different. The king's expression softens, his pride becomes visible, his protective instincts seem impossible to hide. Many royal experts have pointed out that Felipe doesn't simply see Leonor as Spain's future queen. He sees her as his daughter first. And that distinction means everything. The emotional moment that sparked widespread discussion reportedly occurred during a significant stage in Leonor's military training. For the young princess, military service represents far more than ceremonial tradition. It is a demanding process designed to prepare her for future leadership. Long days, strict discipline, physical exhaustion, mental challenges, months away from home. For any parent, watching a child endure such pressures would be difficult. For a king and queen, it may be even harder because they understand exactly why those sacrifices are necessary. As Leonor progressed through her training, many Spaniards praised her commitment and resilience. But behind the public admiration was a young woman navigating one of the most transformative periods of her life. She was no longer just a princess. She was becoming a future commander-in-chief, a future head of state, a future queen. That transition carries enormous emotional weight. And according to those close to royal circles, one particular father-daughter exchange became unforgettable. Imagine the scene. A formal ceremony has concluded. Officials are present. Military personnel stand nearby. Family members watch quietly. Leonor has fulfilled her duties flawlessly. Yet beneath the composed exterior, emotions are running high. King Felipe approaches his daughter. For a brief moment, the monarch disappears. A father remains. The room grows still. The king leans closer. And then he whispers something only Leonor can hear. Whatever those words were, witnesses described an emotional reaction that quickly spread throughout the gathering. Some accounts suggest Leonor fought back tears. Others say several people nearby became visibly emotional. The exact details remain unknown. But many believe the message may have sounded something like this. I am proud of you, not because you are the future queen, but because of the person you have become. Think about the power of those words. For someone like Leonor, praise often focuses on achievements. Successful speeches, public appearances, academic accomplishments, military milestones. But a father's pride in his daughter's character is different. It isn't tied to performance. It isn't dependent on titles. It comes from unconditional love. And perhaps that is what made the moment so moving. Throughout her life, Leonor has been reminded of what Spain expects from her. Maybe in that moment, Felipe wanted to remind her of something else. That she is valued simply for being herself. There is another possibility that resonates deeply with many royal observers. Perhaps the king whispered, "You do not have to carry this burden alone." Those words would carry extraordinary significance. Because despite the grandeur surrounding royalty, leadership can be profoundly lonely. Future monarchs often spend years preparing for responsibilities that few people truly understand. Even surrounded by advisors, officials, and supporters, the weight of duty can feel isolating. Felipe knows that feeling. He lived it. He understands the silent pressures that come with knowing an entire nation's expectations rest on your shoulders. If he reassured Leonor that she would never face those challenges alone, it's easy to understand why emotions would overflow. Every daughter wants to know her father believes in her. Every child wants to know support will remain even when the road becomes difficult. And Leonor's road is among the most challenging imaginable. There is also a possibility that the king's words reflected a lesson passed from one generation to another. A lesson rooted in service, duty, and humanity. Perhaps Felipe told her, "Never forget the people you serve." This principle has defined much of his reign. King Felipe has repeatedly emphasized the importance of connecting with ordinary citizens and maintaining public trust. If he shared this message with Leonor, it would represent more than advice. It would be the transfer of a royal philosophy. A reminder that leadership is not about privilege. It is about responsibility. And responsibility begins with understanding the hopes, fears, and dreams of the people. Such a message would undoubtedly carry emotional weight, especially during a milestone marking Leonor's evolution into a future national leader. What makes this story so compelling isn't merely the mystery surrounding the whispered words. It's what the moment reveals about their relationship. Modern monarchies survive not only because of tradition but because people connect with the humanity behind royal titles. When citizens see a father supporting his daughter, they recognize something universal. They see their own families, their own struggles, their own hopes. Suddenly, the palace feels less distant. The king becomes more than a monarch. The princess becomes more than an heir. They become relatable, human beings navigating life's challenges together. This connection helps explain why so many people have followed Leonor's journey with such interest. They have watched her grow from a shy child into a poised young woman. They have seen her deliver speeches with increasing confidence. They have observed her embrace demanding responsibilities. And through it all, they have witnessed the unwavering support of her parents. Particularly her father. King Felipe's public expressions of pride may be restrained, but they are unmistakable. Whether attending ceremonies, military events, or official engagements, his admiration for Leonor frequently shines through. It is the look of a father who understands both the opportunities and hardships awaiting his daughter. A father who wishes he could protect her from every challenge but knows she must ultimately walk her own path. That realization can be heartbreaking. Yet it can also be inspiring. Because true love isn't about removing obstacles. It's about giving someone the strength to face them. Perhaps that is the real meaning behind the whispered words. Not a secret message, not a dramatic revelation, but a simple expression of faith. Faith in Leonor's character, faith in her future, faith in her ability to become the leader Spain will one day need. As Princess Leonor continues her journey toward queenship, moments like these remind us that even history's most prominent figures rely on encouragement from those they love. Behind every future queen is a daughter seeking guidance. Behind every king is a father hoping his child will succeed. And sometimes, a few quiet words spoken from the heart can leave a greater impact than any public speech ever could. Whatever King Felipe truly whispered to Leonor, one thing seems certain. The message was not about power. It was not about crowns. It was not about royal protocol. It was about love, a father's love, a daughter's courage, and a bond strong enough to move an entire palace to tears. Because long after ceremonies end and headlines fade, those are the moments that people remember. The moments when royalty becomes family, and family becomes unforgettable.